Hi guys, welcome back to Amalgamated Moi. Today, I'll be talking about a scientist that I recently discovered, and who now may be my favorite scientist ever, Dr. Martin Lister. Martin Lister was born in 1639 in Buckingham, England. He attended Cambridge University and graduated in 1658. After this, King Charles II made Lister a member of the Royal Society. The Royal Society is a self-governing fellowship with some of the world's top scientists. During Lister's time in the fellowship, he contributed to over 60 papers, and published 40 papers on a variety of topics, including medicine, zoology, paleontology, chemistry, mathematics, archaeology, philosophy, and pharmacology. He was admitted to St. John's College, and in 1663 he began studying medicine in Montpellier, France. During his time in France, he kept a journal, which was later published as the book Everyman's Companion, or An Useful Pocketbook. In 1669, he moved to Yorkshire, where he became a doctor. In this year, he also married Hannah Parkinson. In 1683, they moved to London, and Lister became vice president of the Royal Society. A year later, he was made censor of the Royal College of Physicians, and was made an honorary MD at Oxford University. In 1698, he traveled once again to France, this time to attend William Bentinck, the first Earl of Portland, who was serving as the English ambassador to France at the time. After this second trip to France, he returned to England, where he moved to the town of Epsom. In 1709, he was appointed the physician to Queen Anne. He gained this position through his niece, Sarah Churchill, the Duchess of Marlborough, who served in Queen Anne's court. Lister died 2 years later in 1711 in the town of Epsom. His papers were cleared from his house, but were saved by William Hudsford, who donated them to Oxford University. Returning to that long list of topics he covered in his papers, what exactly did he study and find? Starting with the reason I found his works, conchology. Lister wrote a book entitled History Concholorum, or A History of Conchs, which was illustrated by his daughters, Susanna and Anne. It was published by William Hudsford after Lister's death. I went to see if I could purchase the book, however, it is not only not written in English, but even a pre-owned copy is thousands of dollars, so not happening. Now for the study that he may be most famous for, arachnology. Lister was such an enthusiast for spiders, he was given the nickname the Spider-Man. No, not that Spider-Man. He not only published a description of English spiders in another book, but also discovered the process called ballooning, where spiders will use silk to essentially create a parachute and fly into the air, allowing them to travel over long distances. Next, geology. Lister began the foundation for the study of stratigraphy, which is the use of rock layers as a geological timescale, and even came close to completing a timescale for the rocks in England. Chemistry. Lister wrote a paper titled A Method for the History of Iron, where he took a deep analysis into pyrite, aka fool's gold. He described pyrite as an iron disguised under a vitriolic varnish. He theorized that iron mixed with the sulfuric vitriols in the air created pyrite, making this one of the first descriptions of the process of weathering. He also postulated that the sulfur was responsible for heating the hot springs where he collected his pyrite samples. Lister also invented speculum metal, a reflective alloy that was later used by Isaac Newton to create the Newtonian telescope. Now, for his studies on medicine, Lister studied and wrote papers on many medical conditions, such as diabetes, rabies, gout, venereal disease, and his two most prominent, smallpox and kidney stones. Lister was the first recipient of news about a theoretical vaccine for smallpox from China, and was one of the first to discover the origins of kidney stones. Lister was also an amateur archaeologist. After uncovering some Roman urns under the city of York, he noticed that the clay used in the urns was the same as the clay that was used to build some towers and walls, correctly hypothesizing that certain sections of the walls in York were built by Romans. Next is his use of graphs to study changes in barometric pressure. Lister was the first to use line charts to visually present his recordings of barometric changes, and this interest in line graphs gave Lister two mathematical breakthroughs, the first being the invention of graph paper in 1684, and the invention of the histogram chart, which is often used to show frequency and distribution. Lister had connections to scientists and explorers from places such as the United States, Jamaica, Italy, and the Netherlands, who helped him collect specimens from a wide variety of places, allowing him to study in so many different fields. But with that, that'll be all for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye!